Okay, so last time we did these questions related to the dot and cross product. Okay. The next thing is related to these special vectors. Although this section is not in your syllabus, but since it is required for the um, integration part. Okay, so in the integration part, you will basically be asked to find the velocity if acceleration is given, or find the position vector of a point if the velocity vector is given with some conditions. So in order to solve those questions, you must be aware of these expressions. So for a point in two dimension, we would say that at any point of time t, its position is given by the position vector rt, and that is expressed in the form of vector in this manner: xti plus ytj. So xt basically is denoting the position of the point in the horizontal direction, and yt is the vertical component of the position of the point. So if you have the coordinates of the point given by xt and yt, you would say the position vector of the point is given by xti plus ytj. And similarly for point in three dimension, which is moving in three dimension along a certain curve, then at any point of time t, its position rt is given by this particular vector xti plus ytj plus ztk. So this xt, yt and zt, these components are going to specify the position of the point at any particular time t. Okay. Then next is the velocity vector. So velocity is defined as the rate of change of displacement or the position. So we are going to differentiate this RT vector. So first, again, differentiation is done component wise. First component differentiate with respect to t and in the direction I, plus derivative of second component with respect to t in the direction j. Similarly, for a three-dimensional space point, if we want to find the velocity. So velocity is nothing but rate of change of the displacement. How fast is it moving? Okay, with respect to time. And then comes acceleration. Acceleration is how fast is the velocity changing with respect to time. So the second derivative of position vector or first derivative of velocity vector is the acceleration. Same for 3D. And then we define the term speed as the magnitude of velocity. So what is the direction of velocity is given by these I and j components, and its magnitude is given by the is gives us the speed, and the formula, you know what, how to find the magnitude of any vector, so we'll use that same formula. Okay, so these four terms you should be aware of, because questions related to this might be asked in the chapter of integration, this particular unit. You can have questions related to this, but then as such no specific questions will be there particularly from this part, because this section is section 12.6 in your book, and that is not a part of your syllabus, so you're not supposed to do that. Okay, any doubts in this part?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, now we move to the integral part. So integrals, the way we have defined the other concepts, in the same way we are going to define the integration part also. So first we begin with the basic definition to write the definite integral as the limit of some sums. So this is how we can write for a normal, if we have a normal function, this is the way, and even for vector valued functions we are going to write it in this manner. Limit of, you take the maximum of the interval length, excuse me, approaching to 0, and then you find this particular summation, and in this limiting case this summation is going to approach to the integration of rt with respect to t from a to b. So same concept of the usual integral of usual real valued functions, we are going to extend it to the vector valued functions. And it is again, as I said, expressed component wise, the way we have done it for derivatives and limits. So you can integrate the components separately, and then you can give the total integral of RT as integration of the x component with respect to t, the I component basically, and integration of the j component with respect to t. Similarly, you can do it in the 3-dimension. Then there are some rules of integration which are same as that of the rules of integration for normal real valued functions. So if you have a scalar k, then multiplying with k inside the integral is the same as taking k times the integral. Second rule is you can split the addition. So integration of a to b r1 plus r2 is integration of r1 from a to b plus integration r2 from a to b. Same for the difference. Okay. Then an antiderivative. So again, the same concept. Antiderivative for a vector valued function is another function rt, such that derivative of rt is r dash t. And using this, we can also write the integral. So now we are just talking about the indefinite integral, not the definite one. So indefinite integral rt is written as capital RT plus some constant of integration, which is c, and we can use this same antiderivative to find the in a definite integral of RT from a to b. So that will be the value of this antiderivative function at b minus capital R at a. Okay, so is this fine? These rules are all the same as you have done it for the normal real valued functions. And we are going to use it for vector valued functions also. Okay. So I'm not going to take up the usual integration questions. There are many questions which you can see in your book also in the exercise. So I'm not going to take that. I will be taking the ones where some kind of vector is involved, a position vector or some other concepts are involved. Okay. So normal integration questions you can try on your own. Okay, so let us start with this question. You have to find the position vector given that, or any RT vector given that r dash t is this. That means these are the components, and a specific r is given to us. So when t is 1, r of 1 is 2 comma 5. So that is given to us. We would be needing this to find out the constant of integration. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes and then we'll discuss the solution to this. Okay, I would want Anuja to answer this if you have done it.
Ma'am, I have not done it.
Okay. Okay, do it then. I'm waiting. Then I'll discuss it.
Ma'am, we have to integrate the given expression r
Yes,
dash t.
yes, this is the derivative. So integrate r dash t. So you get r.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the integral?
3t plus t square.
tt plus t square. So if you are writing in the
Comma
vector,
t square, sorry. Comma t square.
yes, either write it in the bracket notation or write it using ij. Okay, this plus some c would come, okay, which will be some vector. Now, what is the next step?
Ma'am, I have no idea. I completed till this only and I don't know what to do next.
How to find this c from
We
this?
can put the value of 1 in this function.
Yes, so r of 1 is, when you put it here, it is 3 comma 1, and from the given condition it is equal to 2 comma 5. So what is c from here?
-1, 4.
Yes. Okay, so this is how you're going to use this particular condition to get the value of c. Okay, and once c has been found, we will just substitute this in the equation for RT to get the final form. So RT is 3t comma t square plus c vector, which is this, and you can also write this as, okay, is this fine with everybody? Anyone has any doubts in this? So you had to find RT vector, which is this. You can also write it in the vector ij notation. You can also write this as 3t minus 1i plus t square minus 4, sorry, plus 4j. Okay, so ij notation also can be used, or bracket notation can be used. Whatever you want, you can use. Is this fine with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll move to the next question. In this question, you have to solve an initial value problem for yt by integrating and use the conditions. Okay, so this is the differential equation where you are given the initial conditions. So that is why the initial value problem is the name of the problem. So this is a differential equation because it involves derivatives. Previous equation was also a differential equation. So any equation which involves derivatives and whose solution you can get by integrating would be a differential equation. Okay, so this is giving you y double dash t and you are also provided with the particular values y0 and y dash 0. You have to find yt. So you can clearly see that you have to integrate this twice. Okay, once when you integrate first time, you will get y dash. Then when you integrate it again, you are going to get y. Okay, so try to do this, then I'll ask. Yes, Piyush, what do you want to say? Have you done it?
No, ma'am, my hand was raised by mistake.
Okay. Ria, are you doing this question? Ria. Ria Gupta. Yes, Yamini.
Ma'am, I've completed the sum.
Okay, okay. So what is the y dash t first?
Y dash t is 4t cube I minus t square j plus c.
Minus t square j plus c. Okay, so once when you integrate, you are going to get this. And then how do you find the c, value of c?
Y dash 0 is 0. So
Okay.
we'll get that c is equal to 0.
Okay, so from here, from the expression of y dash, which we have got by integrating, when you put t equals to 0, you get this whole thing 0, and then you are left with c. And from the given condition, you also given that y dash 0 is 0. So equating the two, you get the value of c is 0. So therefore, your y dash is 4t cube I minus t square j. Okay, next again, when you integrate, what do you get?
T to the power 4i minus t cubed by 3j plus c.
Plus c, and if you want you can use a different c here, c1 here and then c2 here. Okay, and then use the given condition. Okay, so y0, when you put t equals
Is
to 0 here, yes,
we'll get c2 is equal to 2i minus 4j.
okay, so from here you get c2 as y0 as c2, and from the given condition y0 is 2i minus 4j, so we equate the two, so we get the value of c2. So therefore y t is,
T
yes,
to the power 4 plus 2i
okay.
minus t cubed by 3 plus 4j.
Okay, so we'll now combine the I terms together and j terms together, and we get the final expression or the form of yt. Okay, thank you, Yamini. So this is how you would be solving these questions, where you have, if you have the second derivative and you have to find the expression yt or whatever variable is being given here, then you have to integrate it twice, and every time when you integrate, you are going to get a constant of integration because it is a indefinite integral. And in order to find this constant, you have to use some of the initial conditions. Okay, so initial condition means when t is 0, what is the value of y or y dash, whatever variables you are using. So using those initial conditions, you find the values of these constants of integration, and then you will get the final expression. Is this fine with everyone? Anyone has any doubts in this? So it doesn't matter what your function is representing, as long as you know that you need to integrate it or differentiate it. Okay, so I'll move on to the next question. Here we have the acceleration vector given to us. Then we have velocity at 0 given, and r, which is the position at t equals to 0, is given to us. So you have to find the position and the velocity vectors of the particle. So that means you have to find vt and rt. Okay, so what are we provided with? We are provided with at and we are provided with the particular values of velocity at t equals to 0 and position at t equals to 0. So initial values are provided to us and the acceleration vector is given to us. So how do we find the velocity vector from acceleration? What is it?
We'll integrate it twice.
Integrate it twice to get the position vector. So basically dr by dt, so we are going to use this relation, is the velocity vector, and derivative of the velocity vector is the acceleration vector. So from a to r, if we have to move, then we have to integrate it twice. Okay, so the first integral, so just do it, then I'll ask plus some constant which you'll be getting. Riya, are you listening? Riya Gupta, raise your hand if you're listening. Shravani, can you tell how to proceed with this?
Ma'am, I was absent for 10 days, ma'am.
This is normal integration. Just have to put this separately, separate components. What is integral of 1 over t plus 1 whole square? This is not something which I have done. I mean, you must have done it earlier also. What is the integral of 1 over t plus 1 whole square? Okay, anyone else who has solved it?
-1 by t plus 1.
Okay, this is -1 over t plus 1. Then j. Okay, next term.
E raised to the power -2 upon 2 -2.
Minus 2t upon -2. So this will become plus here. And we have
K
k
plus
plus
C1.
c1. Okay. Now, how do we find this c1?
Ma'am, we put 0 in place of t.
T. Okay. So we have 0 from this. Is it? From here, when we put t 0, what do we get?
Ma'am, minus j
Minus j.
plus 1 by 2k
Okay.
plus c1
Plus c1.
is
And
equal to 3i minus j.
condition, this is 3i minus j. So this is
c1 is equal to 3i minus 1 by 2k.
so this gives us the value of the first constant, and we can put it here and we'll get the velocity vector. So velocity vector can be written as now there is no j term here in C1, so we will just have this. Then we have a I term, so 3i, and we have a k term here, so we will just combine those two. Okay, so we can write the velocity vector finally using this constant. Is it fine till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now we'll again integrate. So for the position vector, we are going to integrate the velocity vector. So after integration, what do we get? What is the integration of this? 1 over 1 plus t or t plus 1?
Ma'am, minus log t. Minus log t
Minus
plus 1.
log t plus 1.
Minus log t plus 1. Yes. This is along with I. Sorry, j component. Then next term with 3i, if you want to take the integral next, so that will be 3ti. So if I take this term next, integral of 3i is 3ti, and then this one next term e power minus 2t over 2. What is the integration of this? E to the power minus 2t over 2.
Minus
to
e
the
to the
power
power
minus
minus 2t upon 4.
Okay, and the second term is minus half t. Okay, so I have minus e to the power minus 2t by 4. This is along the k component. Let me just write it separately. And then I have minus half t k. And then there is some constant of integration. Okay, is that fine till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes.
r of 0 from this, when you put t as 0 throughout, so first term, this I component becomes 0, j component also becomes 0 because you have a log of 1, and k component, again this part becomes 0, so you are left with only this much. When you put t as 0, so you will get this as 1, so this is minus 1 by 4k, and from the given condition this is equal to 2k. Is this fine?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
So RT is, so we again now write the final expression. I component first, then comes the j component. Now j component only has this term because C2 has no j component, it only has the k term. So we'll have only this term, minus of log t plus 1j. And then if I combine all the k terms, e to the power minus 2t by 4, then I have t by 2 . Okay, so I'm taking the minus sign common here, so I'll get a plus sign with the first two terms and minus with the third term. Is it fine? This is my final expression of the position vector. Okay, so I have not taken the usual questions on integration. You can see them directly from the book also, but it is the same process as we have done, integrated component wise, and in case it is a definite integral, you will have no constants of integration. Just put the upper limit minus the lower limit and you will get the values. Component wise you can do that, and then in the end you will get an answer like this. Okay, so such questions I did not take up. So this integration topic is done. Anyone wants to ask anything? Okay, maybe I'll take up one question from the definite integral part. Okay, so suppose we have to find the integral of okay, so if we have to integrate this with respect to t and then evaluate the definite integral from 0 to 1. So obviously in the final answer you will not be having any term in any expression in t, because you will substitute t as 0 and 1 and you will get the final answer. So if we want to integrate such expressions, what do we have to do is split them component wise and integrate. So e power 2t integral is e to the power 2t by 2 from 0 to 1 I. Then next term e to the power minus t, you can write the integral e to the power minus t by minus 1 from again 0 to 1 j. Then next term 2t, the integral is t square again from 0 to 1, and then you have k. Okay, so you split it component wise, integrate it separately, put the limits, and then you get the final vector. So when I integrate or when I substitute t as 1 here, what do I get? E square by 2, and when I put t as 0, I get half. So this is my I component. Then j component, again put t as 1, so I will get e power minus 1 by minus 1. So I can also write it as this, and then when I put t as 0, I will get, okay, and next term I'll have simply k. Just check the sign. Is this
Minus
Yes,
1
ma'am,
will be
correct.
okay? Okay, so this is one question from Thukral sir's book. I think in sir's book the sign is different. Just check this one. There is a minus.
minus 1 will be there.
Will it be minus 1?
Yes, ma'am. 1 upon minus 1 will be.
Ma'am, it will be plus 1 only.
Yes, because you have another
Ma'am, it is
minus.
correct.
Yes, upper limit minus lower limit. So just make a correction or a change in your answer in case you have the book right now. This is question number 2, part D from Thukral sir's book, exercise 7.4. So just make a correction in the answer. According to sir's book, the answer is minus 1 for this also. So just check that. Okay. So there is nothing much in this integration part. You just have to integrate, and you would usually find some simple questions, or as in the integration part will not be difficult. All you should know is how to take it component wise. Just split it component wise, take it component wise, and then integrate. So the integral part will not be difficult. You will either get the usual uh, polynomials, okay, x square, x cube, or t square, t cube, so such expressions, or you will get the exponential ones, or sine, cos, trigonometric. So you know what is the integral. So the standard functions you are going to get, not very complicated integrals you will have to do, log terms or cosine, sine. So the standard ones you're going to get, whose integral is straightforward, and then you substitute upper limit minus the lower limit, and you will get the final answer. So here we'll not have any constants of integration because we have the definite integrals. So you'll directly get the answer. Okay. And related to indefinite integrals, you will have questions where either you have a differential equation given which is having first derivatives or second derivatives present, and you have to find the original or the value of the original function using some initial conditions. So those are the types of questions. Or you may have the acceleration vector given to you, from which you have to find the position vector. So only for that purpose, little bit from the section 12.2 I had discussed, motion in space. So in Thukral sir's book, you will find this section is present here, and in this section only that portion is given, how to find velocity or how to find acceleration, how to find speed given the position vector. So nothing additionally has to be done from that part. All you have to do is the integration. Okay. Okay, there is one more question from Thukral sir's book which I can discuss right now. This is from exercise 7.3. Question number 7. So RT is the position vector of a particle. Find the time when the velocity and acceleration are orthogonal. So you are given the position vector.
Can you tell the page number?
Page number is 7.17. T is between 0 to 2 pi, and your position vector is given at any point t in this format, and you have to find the time. So you have to find t for which your velocity and acceleration are orthogonal. So what do you have to check? If you have to check two vectors are orthogonal,
Dot product is 0.
dot product.
Dot product is 0.
So this is an application of dot product basically, which is to be seen here. So for which this is 0. So what you will be doing is differentiating RT. Once you will get VT, differentiate it again, you will get AT. Then find out their dot product. It will be in terms of T, and then you have to equate it to 0. Okay, dot product will be a scalar. It will no longer be a vector. And then you integrate, then you equate that expression of T to 0, and you will get the value of T. Okay. So let us do this. Now we are differentiating with respect to T. Okay, so what is the derivative?
One minus cos t.
And
Sin t. No, ma'am, 1 will not be there.
1 will not be there.
then the acceleration vector. Differentiate this again.
Sin t.
Okay. Now take their dot product. So dot product, you multiply I component with I component, add it to j with j. Multiply j component with j component and then add. So when I multiply this with this, I'll get sin t minus sin t cos t and plus sin t So these terms will vanish, so you will be left with only sin t. And you want this to be 0 because you want velocity and acceleration to be orthogonal. So for what values of t in this interval do you get sin t as 0?
Ma'am, 0 pi and
Pi
2 pi.
0 pi
0 and 2 and pi.
Okay, so these are the three values. At these 3 points or at these 3 values of t, the velocity vector corresponding to this graph or this curve will be orthogonal to, or they will be perpendicular basically, but we use the term orthogonal when we talk about the angle between between two vectors to be 90. We say they are orthogonal. So at these these 3 values of t, your vectors are velocity and acceleration are going to be orthogonal. So this is an application of dot product which is used in this question. So related to this particular topic, you will either get some applications of integration or applications of dot product or differentiation. Okay, such topics which will involve questions which are having velocity vectors or acceleration vectors. So you are only required to know what is the meaning given the position vector, how to find velocity, and given position vector, how to find acceleration. After that, you just have to apply the different concepts. Whether you have to differentiate or integrate, that will depend on what expressions are given to you, and then what type of what is the application. So here, like, you have to use dot product, or if you have to integrate, then you will be using some other conditions which will be provided. So accordingly you will decide what application to use here. Okay. So do not go much into this from Anton's book. Also, I would suggest you to just uh, read this section, only read it for the basic concepts of what is position vector, velocity, acceleration, speed. So you just need to know only this much, and then how to use the different concepts with these given functions. So that will, again, you will be specified in the question, like what you, if you have to show they are orthogonal, so then you should know that you have to show dot product is 0. So they are just two vectors which have some specific meaning, that is all, but you have to work with them in the usual way you work with any general vector. Okay. So you don't have to go much into the details. Okay. So next, actually, I had planned and only complete this much today. Anything anyone wants to ask? Okay, there are some questions in your Anton's book where you have to I'll just show you the question. uh, So these are the type of questions which we haven't discussed, but they are there in the exercise, where you have to find the points where a certain curve is intersecting the plane, or here a tangent line is going to intersect against some other plane. Okay, so a curve intersecting a plane or a line intersecting a plane, how to find the value or the point where it is intersecting. So basically you have to find the value of t, and once you find the value of t, you can just put it here and you can get the point also. So for example, in this question, you have to find the point where this curve intersects this plane. So can somebody tell how we would be proceeding for this? Any idea anyone has? No one? On this particular curve, what is the x component? If you write it in the parametric form,
T.
x is t, y is
T square and minus 3t.
z is minus 3t. So if I put those components in this particular plane, I'm going to get an expression in terms of t. And if I solve that in terms of t, I'll get the value of t, for which I get the point which is lying on the curve as well as on the plane. Okay, so let me just do it here. Okay, so my RT is TI minus, I think, let me just check once. TI T square and minus 3T. And the plane is given by okay, so using this position vector or the expression of the curve, I can get its parametric representation. So x is t, y is t square, z is minus 3t. Now if I substitute these values of x, y and z in the plane, because I want a point which lies on this curve as well as on the plane also. So when I put these values here, I get 2t minus t square, then minus 3t is minus 2, which implies t square plus t minus 2 is 0. So what values of t do we get from here?
Ma'am, 1 and minus 2.
1 and minus 2. Okay. So at these two values of t, I'm going to get the same point, as in the point will lie on this curve as well as on this plane also, when I put t as 1 and t as minus 2. So when I put t as 1, my point is, or the value of RT, you can say. So put t as 1 here, you get I, then j, and then minus 3k. Or you can also write this as, okay, any form you want to write. And when t is minus 2, the position vector of the point is given by so at these 2 points, your plane and the curve are going to intersect. Okay. So this is how you find the intersection. Then further it says find the angle, acute angle, that the tangent line to the curve. So you have to find the tangent line to the curve makes with the line normal to the plane at each point of intersection. Okay. So firstly, you have to find the tangent line at these 2 points. So you have to find r dash. You know how to find the equation of the tangent line. R dash t is going to give you the tangent vector, and then you find the equation of the tangent line. And secondly, you have to find the normal to the plane. So the normal vector to the plane is given by, if you want, you can use that arrow. It has these components. So in general, if you have any plane of the type then its normal to the plane is given by this vector. Okay, this is a standard result or a definition of normal vector to a plane. So from this equation, you can see that this is your normal vector. You find the tangent line. Now, how do you find the angle? Angle between two lines?
Dot product upon magnitudes of the two.
Cos theta.
Yes, so that will give you cos theta. And since you have to find the acute angle, what you do is you take the absolute of the entire expression. Okay, whatever you get here, take the magnitude of that particular expression. That will give you the acute angle between these two lines. Okay, suppose you get it as say minus half or something like that. So you will take the absolute value and then theta will be cos inverse of this. So in case you do not have a direct angle for this, in case you are not able to evaluate cos inverse of this, you just leave it as it is. Otherwise you can tell what angle it is. Okay, so here you have to the question says give to the nearest degree. So obviously you're not required to give the exact angle. Find to the nearest degree. So you can just leave it in terms of cos inverse in case you cannot find the exact angle, or if you are able to find, then you can do it. Okay. Similarly, question 50, you have to find where the tangent line to this curve at this point intersects the YZ plane. So what will you do first is, first you will find the equation of the tangent line and at this particular point, then you have to find the intersection point with the YZ plane. So on the YZ plane, your X is going to be 0. So whatever X component you get in the tangent line, you are going to equate it to 0 to get the intersection point, and that will give you some value for T. Then putting it here, you will get the point. Okay, so try doing these two questions. I can discuss them in the tute also in case anyone has doubts.
Yes.
Okay, here you have to again show that they intersect. So such questions we have done, given two equations of lines, show how that they intersect at a certain point. So basically you're going to substitute the values of, or you have to find what is T for which you get the same expression. So for a particular value of T, you are going to get R1 T as this point, and similarly R2 T will be this point for a particular value of T. And then you have to find the acute angle between the tangent lines. So you have to find the tangent lines first, and then you have to find the angle. So these questions you can try. They are all applications of derivatives which you have to use here. And then regarding integrals, these are the types of questions which you can, I think easily attempt. You just have to integrate, and the functions are not very complicated. So either you have polynomial types, or you have the standard exponentials, sine, cosine, or these terms again, which you can easily integrate. So not very complicated expressions you will be getting. This is magnitude of a vector. So you have to write it in terms of the square root. So square root of t square plus t to the power 4. And then you can take out t square common and then integrate. So only a little bit of integration is involved here, and your answer will be a scalar. It will not be a vector, okay? Because you are not you are integrating the magnitude, so you will not get a vector quantity. Okay, so try these questions and then we can discuss in the tute.
Yes.